Hi, today I'm with Paul Eatock, who is the founder and managing director of EDB and has been on a significant journey since he founded the company. So, Paul, just three quick questions for you. So, the first one is, can you give me an overview of your business and why you decided to found it?
Yeah, so an overview of the business is that we're independent commercial furniture consultants, and we carry out Cat A and Cat B refurbishments over many sectors based on Deansgate in Manchester, but covering the UK.
Excellent, thank you. And why did you decide to found it?
I think I wanted to use my 15 years experience, 30 years experience combined with Jen, my business partner. And there's so many different, I suppose, conversations and junctures when you're wanting to move from one premise to another. You've got a landlord telling you one thing, one piece of advice, a commercial agent possibly giving advice on how many square feet you need. And that's before you even come into the minefield of, all the furniture suppliers, manufacturers, different choices. And then you throw in like legislation, building control. So I suppose my main driver for founding EDB was to offer specialist, impartial advice, if you like, but cutting out 10 different layers, if you like.
Excellent.
So, consolidating that, kind of like I suppose, giving free consultancy advice to try and spend my clients' money in the best way possible, and streamlining all the processes. So that was the main driver, to be fair, Matt.
Thank you. So how's the business developed?
It's developed really well, actually. When we founded the business in April, it was during lockdown, so it was certainly the early part of 2020. There was a lot of different advice and going around then as to what you couldn't do in an office. A lot of uncertainty given the restrictions for COVID, and advice, whether you could actually be in an office, different airflows and furlough. It was just a minefield, really. So I suppose some people on the outside would say that you're crazy setting up a business during lockdown. But you know me, Mark. I like it. I like a challenge. So even though we started in lockdown, we kind of like we'd had experience previously of working in the healthcare sector, and also working in hospitality, and certainly in the healthcare sector, and retail as well. So I had a client who was buying hairdressers. People weren't in hair salons at the time. They was expanding and changing them into high street estate agents. So we did that. I had a client who gives a contract for 30 physiotherapy suites across the UK. So again, we did that. I suppose some of our forward-thinking clients at the time were thinking 2 or 3 years ahead and how they're going to get people back to the office or the new office. So they was appointing us on using better use of space, and
create culture
back to the office. All the conversations what we're still having with our clients. We was having them, certainly. We was inundated with how we could use better use of space, whether that be consolidating space.
Just to help them build that culture back and make the
office staff retention, get staff back to the office. The last 10 or 15 years we've been selling bench desks and getting as many people as we can in the office. And the breakout and collaboration area formed a small part, which was an extension to the kitchen area mainly. And obviously
that's all changed.
That's all changed massively. So, as I say, we're the collaboration area. It used to be a small area for kitchen. We're reducing the amount of bench desking, and we're replacing it with, with soft seating to A, attract staff, B, get your staff back to the office, and like you said, Mark, to rebrand and get a new culture, because if you're not doing it, then your competitors are. You know, hybrid working 3 or 4 days a week. You said it, Mark, before. There's no one in Manchester really. If you're driving Monday and Friday, I know your journey is a lot quicker, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And parking, everything. It's
Exactly.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So on this journey, how is it, 2 years now?
It's 3 years. It's 3 years. 2020.
Yeah.
2020, and now we're in 23. So yeah, 3 years.
Quickly. So what's the one critical thing you've learned you'd like to pass on to other business owners and founders?
I think it's taking yourself out of the comfort zone, and going with taking calculated risks alongside you know, the best business coach you can find, obviously, Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
You've navigated it, you know, extremely.
It's all down to you, Paul. You've got a great network. You do some great work. That's the foundation of everything.
Thank you. You know, we did take some calculated risks. We got approached by an estates manager who we've done a lot of work with, asking could we get involved with science labs. You know, my first answer, I suppose, would have been no, or possibly should have been. Others might have said no, but I was just thinking, how could we form the right team to, you know, to deliver this on time and on budget? And we have just delivered that successfully on time and budget, which we're very proud of. And then one of my commercial agent partners came up to me and approached me and said that my client was having an issue with a contractor. Would I be able to get involved and look at a private dentist? And you know, we're 8 weeks into a 12-week program. Touch wood, on time, on budget, everything's going to plan. So hopefully, you know, once we deliver that, you know, that's the first of 5. We're looking now at 2 other sites in London. The client's obviously got confidence in us now, and it's going to be a great showcase for our, you know, for our skill set.
It takes you into a different market.
Different market and sector. So office, hospitality, retail, industrial, healthcare, life science and dental care. Cat A and Cat B fit out with or without commercial furniture. So there's not a lot of areas there, Mark, which we don't cover in the you know.
But the size of your projects has grown.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had 3/4 of last year's turnover was on site from the 4th of January on the first day of March.
Brilliant.
So that tells you something about the growth.
That's a great success story, Paul. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing that with everybody.
You're welcome, and thanks for helping us navigate, you know, through to be a vital part of our growth and success. Thanks, Mark.
A pleasure. Thank you. Cheers, Paul.
You're welcome.